3, 4. Of Jack Johnson's Sitting, Waiting, Wishing. I've already done the version with bar chords somewhere on the channel, but I wanted to do this version. I'm doing this with a couple of people in lessons this week. People that are kind of in between beginners and intermediates. So they know all their open chords, their basic open chords, and they can strum in eighth notes or quavers, and they're starting to get 16th notes, and they're starting to sort of get some things like minor sevens and mini bar chords, and this arrangement of the song is great for that. So the chords used then, we go from an A minor to an A minor 7, where we take our ring finger off of the A minor and make sure that we're not blocking the G string with our middle finger. Then we go from G to G7, where our whole hand twists around for G7. So we use our middle finger and our ring finger on the G notes on the top strings there. That's to allow our index finger, our pointer finger, to go down to the F note on the bottom string. That's your G to G7. If that one's new, you're going to need to spend some time sorting that change out. We're then going to go to F. We can do the 4-stringed F, where we're barring the bottom 2 strings with the pad of our pointer finger, and then playing 4 strings. So we've got an F note in the root. Then we're going to go to C and follow that up with a C7. Now that is our verse progression. Okay, so we're going to go A minor 2, A minor 7, 4, G2, G7, 4, F2, 3, 4, C2, C7. Let's do that again. Okay, now let's start going 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So we're accenting the backbeat, beats 2 and 4 of the bar. Just playing a tiny bit louder, and we're also going to play all of the strings within that chord. It's just a... so we can play a couple of strings for the 1 and then all the strings in that chord for the accented beat. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 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 again. Okay, now in between each one of those changes, we're going to put a little diddle, some semi-quavers, a down-up, 16th notes, and for the ones where, so particularly for the G to the G7, where our whole hand is, that all of the fingers that are fretting are moving, we're really going to think about employing the lift. Ta-ta. Kept my arm moving as I was moving in between the two chords. What I didn't do though was hit all the strings as hard as I could. It was quite a delicate, just a couple of strings at the bottom and nice and subtle. So really try and get a feel for that. That's much easier when you're going from A minor to A minor 7. And indeed C to C7. Try not to play in that line. Alright, so you might want to do those to get used to that, the filler in between changes, which is more rhythm than harmony. Certainly when you're doing a big change in terms of how you're fretting. So let's do a whole verse structure with that strumming pattern. 3, 4. Saying these in between players, I mean the kids that I was working with, they're working on their grade 2, so this is ideal because it's got a load of chords like that little mini F and the C7, the A minor 7 and the G7. In fact, they're all grade 2 chords, and the semi-quaver strumming is also sort of grade 2 level. So if you don't do grades but you're interested to know what sort of stage you're at, then that might be helpful. That information might be helpful. Let's put some singing in with that, and you can try and play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sitting waiting, wishing you believe in superstition, and maybe you would see the signs. If I was in your position, I'd put down all that ammunition and wonder why it'd take you so long. Okay? When we go into the chorus, much less chord changing. We're just going from E to E7, and then A minor to A minor 7, and we're doing each bar twice. So E to E7 for E to E7 for A minor, minor 7 for A minor, minor 7 for. There's a fuller feel to it. It's more open. There's those less changes. You just kind of go for it a little bit more with the rhythm. Something like 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. 3 and 4. It was the change, sorry, was the rhythmical change. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Down, up, down, down on the third beat. 1 and 2 and a, same as the verse in terms of rhythm. 3 and 4 and a. say you got all of that down and you wanted an extension, you know, you were sort of very happy with all of the scales. You were switching between those chords. They all sounded really, really nice and clear. You were doing a little chukka in between the rhythm, in between the changes, and you thought, you know what, I've got that down. Well, what you could then do is start adding the chook on the backbeat instead of the accenting the 1 and 2. You go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So I'm striking the top string with my plectrum, and I'm immediately using the rest of my strumming hand, certainly the side of it, to stop that string vibrating and make a percussive noise rather than a note. Okay, so you want to practice that just on one chord for a bit and really get used to doing that. Then do some of the easier changes. And then you're gonna, then you're gonna start getting onto the. Right, that's a good point. When you're playing a 4-string F, you still hit the top string when you're doing the chook. Now, if you were playing a note, that would sound dreadful. But because you're doing a percussive knock, then that's okay, because you're not going to get the E string. You're just going to get the thick sound of the E string as a percussive knock. Okay. So that would be the next step. Would be the chooks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And when you get that, then you put the chukka, the semi-quaver fillers in between the changes as well as the chooks. I hope that's helpful for anyone looking to play a slightly easier version of Sitting, Waiting, Wishing, or indeed anyone who's looking to sort of do some of those chord extensions, such as the A minor 7, the G7, or the C7. Anyone who's doing mini bar chords, such as the 4-stringed F, and anyone who's starting to work on some strumming techniques such as the lift and also the chooks. Take care, I'll see you again.